So I've been thinking to myself, y'all know I love writing. I write songs, I write poetry, and I've actually been working on a book. But the biggest thing right now that's been in my mind is a digital footprint or a digital diary, just about me, about my life. And I feel like, well, I know there's other people who went through the same thing. Maybe there's some little kids out there who's going through exactly what I went through. Either way, I've been compelled to talk about it, so I am. A lot of y'all know, yes, I'm from Mandeville, Jamaica. My grandfather was one of like the first people to really help structure electricity on our island, especially in Mandeville in the mountains. But a lot of my life, I was in the Bronx, New York. If I wasn't there, I was in Jamaica. That's really a part of the point, but it's also besides the point. I was birthed to very karmic parents. That says a lot in its own, right? I know. And I'm smiling right now because I'm thinking about everything that happened. And I'm just like, I gotta smile because that's the only way to really get through it. But a lot of it developed personality traits that I did not want to have as an adult. Being performative, having low self-esteem, feeling unworthy, feeling like, I always had to live up to someone's expectations. And we get that a lot in the Caribbean community, but to a certain degree, it's dangerous. And I don't know why, but I'm here to tell my story. So I'll start with the earliest thoughts that I can have. I remember my father taking me to this man's house, and he had a daughter as well. The man had a daughter, but I now know that that man was an Obia man. And that man sat me in a room with his daughter, surrounded by dolls. And the song, literally, I'm sorry, my phone cut off. As usual, my phone is dying, but it's okay. The song playing was, my grandma and your grandma was sitting by a fire. If you know the song, you know the song, and you know what it really represents. That day, after that, he gave me a doll. And I remember sitting in the back of the pickup truck with the doll, and the doll turning its head, looking at me and blinking. And I sat there in fright because I'm like, what is going on? I didn't know what the fuck to think. And I wanted to get rid of that doll so bad, but my dad was like, no, you got to keep the doll. And I was like, I don't want to keep this. I'm fucking afraid. I don't, what type of dopey business y'all mean? Because I don't want to deal with that. But I listened because I love my dad. And for me, he was like a hero to me. And I wasn't around my mom at the time. Hold on to that, because we then moved to the Bronx. We were living in Mount Vernon, but we also lived in the Bronx. It was a two-way street for us. But we were living in my Auntie Andrea's basement. And there was a time where I can remember laying on my mattress, and it was a mattress that had rainbows on it and clouds. It was a kid's mattress. Y'all may have had that mattress when y'all was young too. But my parents were also on the mattress. And trigger warning, before I say this, trigger warning, they were having sex. And I'm laying next to them while they're doing this, and there's a hand that's reaching out and it's touching me. And at first the hand was just on my shoulder, like on my stomach, on my head type of thing. And I'm just thinking to myself, why is this happening? Why is this occurring? But also, I'm supposed to be here. Like, they're making me stay here. I know that's pretty crazy, huh? That's like, okay, child, you were sexually abused. We'll get to that in the next part, maybe another day. I'm just going to start one bit at a time. But it came a point in time where I had my 6th birthday. And my birthday is on a wonderful time of the year. If you know, you know. And I received a gift. It was a life-size Barbie. And my mom gave it to me. And I remember standing there dancing with this Barbie and feeling so happy. But my mom, she always had this sinister look on her face. And I never understood why. And not too long after that, that doll started to move in a possessed way. And again, y'all from the Caribbean, y'all know what's up. If you're not, you from like Louisiana or any other place that deals with things like this, and you know what's up. But I was like, I don't like this doll anymore, because I'm waking up in the middle of the night and she's standing over me with a literal knife. And I'm just like, no, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this. I'm running away from the fucking doll, because I'm not about to die by the hands of no fucking doll. This ain't Chucky. The fuck? But I digress. It's not until I got older It's not until I got older, and of course it's like a 3-minute timer, so it's gonna keep cutting off. But it's not until I got older that I realized, after numerous of times of them having me next to them while they're having sex, or having me and my niece in the room, and someone trying to put their hands on me and touch me or do whatever the fuck that was, that all these years of me thinking my mother hated me, or knowing that she hated me and not knowing why she was jealous of me, it wasn't just on her own volition. It was because she was with a man who was fucked up, who was okay with having sex in the room with her and her child there and putting a hand on the child. Like, even now, I still am confused as to fucking why, but I have to realize that she had her own traumas. And this is also part of this digital diary. It's not just about me exposing this to y'all and talking to y'all and sharing it so that someone else can be saved from it. But it's also me, in a somewhat of a sense, releasing whatever anger I had towards her. I've already detached and I feel good about it, and I've done what I needed to free myself generational curse wise. But it's kind of like she was already fucked up in the head from not having her own father. So you meet this man who's willing to take care of everything, and you're willing to do anything for him. But once you see that his love can leave you in an alienation space when it comes to someone else, you start to develop a disdain for them. And that's what she developed for me. She would leave me with people who would, again, trigger warning, molest me. I had a babysitter for 9 years. Her name was Sherry. She fucked me up. From the ages of 4 up until I was 11 years old, she molested me inside of her house in Mount Vernon. And they knew, because there's signs when a child's being hurt, but no one did anything. And I never understood why. I feel like now I'm gonna take a break, because it's like I still gotta deal with these things. It's not like they just disappear. But I'm starting this as a video diary again, just to speak to everyone and to share my story, to share my light. I know you're probably wondering, where was your family at? Anyone to be there for you? It was hard for anyone to be there for me. My sister was also abused. My brother was also abused. They were kicked out the house. So a lot of times it was just me by myself, fending for myself. And the loud noise was, y'all know my son, he be acting crazy. He has grade 3 autism, so he does stuff. But today is about acknowledging that portion that, like, maybe you were raised by a narcissistic mom. Maybe you were raised by karmic parents. Maybe you were raised by someone that didn't understand why they hated you. It's not just about them hating you for you. It's also maybe the placement that you played in their lives. Maybe you took away love from someone in a weird way that you didn't even want to, that they were vying for. And maybe they felt replaced. Maybe they felt like you would take something away from them that they worked so hard to get when they weren't able to have something because of their own traumas. I don't know where her traumas were. I don't know how she grew up. We all from the same place. And I don't wish harm on nobody. Nor do I overstand when someone's harmed that they'll cause harm to someone else, especially a child. But it's been more of a realization that it's like when someone's married to the devil, like, and that's their form of peace and sanctity and savior, they'll do anything to harm a person. I feel like I'm running in circles, but I feel like I'm not. So I don't know. But I'm going to just say, if you grew up in a narcissistic household and you had an abusive mom and you went through situations like what I just described, or worse, or not as bad, the realization of the part that you played involuntarily is going to help you heal. It's also going to help heal parts of you, that you thought you had to live up to, like being performative or feeling like you have to do any and everything in a relationship just to make someone love you or show them and prove to them that you deserve to be loved, because it's not okay. And you're worthy without having to feel like the need to do that. A lot of my performativeness in relationships was based off of that situation with my family and off of what happened with my babysitter, because she was the only one who paid attention to me. She let me watch Spice Girls on TV. She let me play video games. She let me play Super Mario 60, on a Nintendo 64. And it was because if I let her do this to me, she will give me what I want, attention that I'm not getting. She'll give me the foods that I like. She'll care about me. She'll brush my hair. Even though my sister was doing my hair, my sister wasn't really around often. I didn't get to have them. She had her own friends. She had her own time. She had her own stuff to worry about. You feel me? And my babysitter gave me the attention that I needed, until it came to a time where she had a girlfriend and she made me perform a sexual act on her girlfriend, showing her girlfriend like, hey, look, I showed her how to do this. And the girlfriend was like, this ain't cool, Sherry. I don't like this. And not too long after that, Sherry started to ignore me. And it developed like this pain inside of me, because it was like, you just did all this to me and now you're going to ignore me. You're not teaching me how to double dutch. You're not teaching me what you said you would. Now you're ignoring me. Now you're trying to abuse me because of someone else. And that just tied into what was happening with my parents, with me, and those times where they would have me in a space where I wasn't supposed to be. So I don't know what this will do for someone else, but I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not the only one who went through this, and we're going to be okay. Because the first step is addressing it. The second step is realizing that it ain't had nothing to do with us. It's about us freeing ourselves and spreading our wings the way that we need to. I'm going to go drink some coffee and go relax. I feel good. I feel great. I felt like I needed to share this. Like there was somebody who's going through it. Like maybe they're wondering why does my mom hate me? Why does my mom do this? Why does my mom do that? And there are often deep rooted reasons why a parent moves like that. Some type of insecurity, some type of feeling that they're going to be ousted, or confirmation burp, I guess, or alienated. It's not anything to do with you. It's not anything to do with how you have to perfect yourself. It's about them dealing with their issues through you. I love y'all. Hope you have a great rest of y'all day. I will be back to finish this because this will be a video diary, a vlog, if you will. Yeah. Feeling hard.